Shopping for a gadget? Make sure the display doesn't suck. This week on SpoonFed Mobile. Who cares if the gadget that you're shopping for has a quad-core processor or a bazillion megapixel camera? If the screen isn't sharp enough, bright enough, or colorful enough, just don't buy it. Before you hand over your hard-earned cash for that laptop, smartphone, or tablet, use these quick tips. Our first buying tip when it comes to gadget displays is to make sure that you can make out that screen outdoors, especially if you're going to be buying a smartphone, because you're going to be using it outside all the time. A really good comparison is the new Samsung Galaxy S3 versus the HTC One X. Both of these phones are available for AT&T, and inside on the store shelf they both might look like they're popping, but when you get it outside you see a huge difference in display quality. We hit both of these phones with our light meter, and the HTC One X registered 525 lux to 210 for the Samsung, so you're getting more than twice the brightness for this handset. So that's a huge difference when you're trying to use your phone outdoors, whether you're at the beach or just trying to cross the street. When shopping for a laptop, there are a few things you need to keep in mind when it comes to the quality of the display, and we have a couple of Ultrabooks here that are really shining examples of what to get and what not to get. On the right-hand side, we have an Asus Ultrabook. This is the ZenBook Prime, and it has a full 1080p HD resolution. So that means you get a lot more information on the screen than you can with this Acer S5. And what's interesting is that Acer charges $1,400 for this notebook, and this one goes for about $1,099. So you have to pay close attention to the resolution. You're only getting 1366 by 768 pixels over here. The other thing to keep in mind is that the viewing angles are really important. So on this, you get barely any glare, and even when you're looking at it from a wide point of view, you still see all the detail, all of the colors and contrast. And over here, there's a blue cast, and a lot of the images are washed out when you look at it from extreme angles. So let's look at a video as well. So if we're loading the same trailer, this is the Skyfall trailer, and it's at 1080p on both screens. We'll go to full screen. Although at first glance the Acer looks a little bit brighter, there's a huge difference in terms of the color accuracy as well as the contrast. Look at the black levels on the right-hand side and how rich they are and how close that they are to the actual film, or what we think it's going to be. And on the left-hand side, it's just a little bit more washed out, and even the finer details like on the outfits here and the wrinkles and everything else. It's just a huge difference in display quality. So if you're in the market for a notebook, look at that screen and make sure it's going to give you the detail and the saturation that you're looking for. Here's a case where bigger isn't necessarily better. We're taking a look at two tablets. On the right-hand side, we have the Idea tab. This is Lenovo 10-inch. On the left-hand side, we have the Nexus 7. This goes for $199, and this goes for a little over $300. So you would think that with a bigger 10-inch screen, you'd be getting better quality, but that's not the case. This has 1024 by 768 resolution, and what that results in is text that's a little bit fuzzier and harder to read. On the left-hand side, we have an HD resolution of 1280 by 800 pixels, so it's a lot sharper, and even when we zoom in, you can see that the text is just a lot easier to read. And that extends also to other experiences like gaming. So if we switch over to a game like Panda Run on both tablets, if you look on the right-hand side, just like little details like right here on the fringes, you can see it's a lot fuzzier and not as distinct. And on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side here with the Nexus 7, you can see that all of these little edges are nice and sharp. So you're getting full HD resolution because this is an HD game. So you're just not getting the same high-quality experience on what is a bigger and more expensive Android tablet. Okay, so let's sum this up. If you're shopping for a gadget, you want to pay close attention to that display in a few key ways. 1, if you're going to be using it outdoors, make sure that it's bright enough to battle the sun. 2, pay attention not just to size, but to resolution, because you want that picture to be nice and crisp and to make out more detail on that page. And 3, make sure that the viewing angles are wide enough and the colors rich enough so you get the most out of that movie or web page. For more tips, go to LAPTOPmag.com.